just a couple of days before Super Bowl 56 in SoFi Stadium. This man was on a sideline last time there was a game in that stadium. He is the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, courtesy of Sleep Number. Trey Lance, how you doing, Trey?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Last time we spoke was before you were about to be drafted. That was
Crazy.
the last time that was the last time we spoke.
Things have changed.
I should say things have definitely changed. How have they changed from your point of view, Trey?
Seeing the world, the NFL, a little bit differently, I would say, as overall. Learned a lot this year, obviously, on and off the field. But feel like I'm in a really good spot right now.
Okay, what did you learn about the NFL?
I learned the business side of it a little bit and kind of just how things work. Not only just within our organization, but just talking to guys that are rookies throughout the league, learning about what other situations are like. And obviously from a football standpoint, I feel like I'm in a very, very different spot than I was coming in.
Okay. And what is let's drill down a little deeper. What business side of the NFL did you learn about?
Contracts, understanding how people get jobs and how people keep jobs and understanding now the turnover. I guess my biggest question throughout the end of the year is, not wanting to ask, but Nate Sudfeld was the guy that I would kind of come to all these questions with. But, how much turnover is it from a coaching staff? Like what's typical, getting down to the end of the year? Because you see it, on social media with Mike getting the Miami job, things like that. You want guys to get those opportunities, but, it's not like college where, everyone's there for 4 years and then guys are going back. So, and being a rookie, at least me personally, I don't necessarily know all the guys who are in their contract year, so I was really just wondering, my biggest questions towards the end of the year were just wondering and trying to figure out, what's it going to look like next year? What's the coaching staff? Are we going to have half the guys leave, especially with guys on our team? Because we had a real cool, awesome, and close-knit group of guys in that locker room this year.
Yeah, and that's I heard that from pretty much every 49er that I spoke to. And again, I have not spoken to you since the day before, I think 2 days before you were in fact drafted by the 49ers. So how much were you expecting to start this year at all for the 49ers? Trey?
I'm sorry, my mindset going in was just to be able to compete after, being there, getting drafted, the whirlwind rookie minicamp. There's really no way to have a whole offense learned in those 10 days that you get between the draft and rookie minicamp. So for me, leaving OTAs, I think was kind of an eye opener for me a little bit. I wanted to be able to compete, because if you don't know it well enough, you can't compete. So came into training camp and felt like, I at least put me in a position mentally where I was ready to compete. So I didn't really put expectations on starting any games. Honestly, I was coming in trying to learn as much as I possibly could and be as ready as I possibly can, which I felt like I was every week.
And then you threw the first touchdown pass of the year for the San Francisco 49ers.
Did. Trent Sherfield.
Yes, you did. I mean, and then the season unfolded and you began to appear less in games. I mean, that's just one way to put it, where the plan appeared to be that you would come in and not spell Jimmy G, but come in and take some snaps, certainly in the red zone. But then that stopped. What do you owe that, Trey? What can you share about that?
I think the biggest thing is game prep throughout a week. I had a lot of conversations, obviously, with Kyle about it. And game prep throughout a week, teams are going to game plan. Yes, game plan for both of us to a certain extent, but when I was in the game, for the most part, we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know if it was going to be in front, out front, quarters. You know what I mean? It could be a whole different situation. So it got hard for Kyle to know, if I don't get into a rhythm or if I don't play multiple downs in a row, it's hard to just call a play blindly. It's like calling a trick play almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. And then the times that you got to start, the challenges were what for you?
I actually, those were, I think, the weeks I got better the most. Not that I didn't get better every week, but, obviously taking reps and every single rep you get, I get better from. So for me, those 2 weeks were huge. I thought in my development, I was super thankful for those because I think both of them, again, I learned so much from not only just the game, but the practices and walkthroughs and everything. Just being in that role throughout that week was huge for me.
Trey Lance here on the Rich Eisen Show, courtesy of Sleep Number, which we'll talk about in a moment. So, whatever you're willing to share with the message you were given in your exit interviews, are you expecting to be the starting quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers this fall, Trey Lance?
Yeah, it's absolutely my goal. To be as ready as I possibly can. OTAs, training camp, and absolutely week one.
So, did they tell you there will be a competition at this position?
No, we never. No, they didn't say that.
Okay.
But obviously everyone's heard, if Jimmy's going to leave, if he does or doesn't. If he does, obviously he deserves to go into a great situation. So I think they're going to make sure they do get that done if Jimmy does leave.
Right. And so if he does leave, then the gig's yours, pretty much.
That's the plan. That's my plan.
What will it look like, do you think? What will the 49ers look like? For just you as a starting quarterback, what do you envision it looking like?
I got a lot of guys around me that can make a lot of plays. I mean, from top to bottom, receiver room, running back room, wide back, Debo room. I mean, we got some weapons and special guys. So for me, it's going to be, finding ways to get those guys the ball as efficiently as I can.
And have you spoken with Anthony Lynn already? Have you coached?
I haven't actually.
Okay. All right. And how much in the playbook are you? Like on a day like, say, today? I mean, what do you do?
Right now, I mean, this week I'm taking some time trying to get away. But definitely we'll hit the ground running again. Just going through scripts, going through tape, talking with Kyle as much as I possibly can this offseason, I think will be one of the biggest things for me.
What is that? What are those conversations like? I mean, we always hear about coach quarterback relationships and also coach quarterback connections. I mean, for the Super Bowl coming up this week, we hear all about how Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford have progressed together, and obviously Joe Burrow in just year two, what he's able to do. What about that with you and Kyle Shanahan?
Yeah, I think it's just for me or for us, it's just continue to build that relationship, understand how I see the game, him understanding how I see the game, and vice versa. Obviously, I'm trying to get to that point where it's every time he talks football, I need to write everything down. He says, I want to record it. He's just that type of brain. It's same with Mike McDaniel. He's one of those people that, I mean, I haven't been around too many people like that, where every time they talk about something, it's like, it really means a lot, and it's one of those things I want to write it down, because if I don't, I feel like I'm missing out on something. But for me, I think, yes, watching tape with Kyle, I think is a big thing, whether it's tape from my games, tape from Jimmy's games, any of the games this year, understanding how he sees the game and making sure that we're on the same page throughout the year.
And also, what's going on with Burrow this year. You could see how somebody can go from top 5 pick. Obviously, he was 1. You wound up being 3rd overall. To go from that, and this year you had a couple of starts. Burrow had only about a month of starts before he got hurt, to the Super Bowl. Do you think you can do that with the 49ers next year, Trey?
That's the goal. Absolutely. The goal and the plan and the expectation. Absolutely. But, a lot of work needs to be done before then. I understand that. But yeah, definitely very excited for this opportunity with this group of guys. We got, again, a real special group.
All right. Tell me what you're doing with Sleep Number, Trey. What are you doing?
So I've been thankful to be able to be partnered with Sleep Number. It's perfect for me. Sleep's always been important to me since my mom instilled the 8:00 p.m. bedtime in me. But very thankful to be able to partner with them. Everything they've done for me and my family. I was able to get my grandparents a bed for Christmas and little things like that. And they're also, a company with a purpose. They donated $5,000 to start an annual scholarship back at my high school to the Pride the Tiger Foundation. So now there will be an annual scholarship in my name. And obviously the product, the Sleep Number 360 smart bed, is second to none. I don't remember the last time I slept in it and didn't sleep through the night. I mean, it'll adjust throughout the night for you to keep you comfortable. I mean, you can have a heating pad, cooling pad. It does a lot, and it obviously is something I'm very thankful for.
All right, I'm going to bite on what you started with. What do you mean 8:00 bedtime? What's that? What do you mean?
Oh, I had 8:00 bedtime growing up, and probably until I was like a sophomore, junior in high school.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Swear.
Okay, I'm going to play
it's
this
a good
back.
thing, though.
No, but I have a 13-year-old, and I have a 10-year-old, and I have an 8-year-old. Okay, and none of them want to go to sleep before 8:00. None of them. And they're always like, I'm getting older. Back off, Dad. The
Take the
13-year-old's
phone.
like, my friends are up all night. I feel like a baby when you do that. So Trey, I'm going to play this for them and say, look at Trey Lance. Look what Trey Lance is and who he is. Good person. That's first and foremost. And second, like, look what he's become. Right? Is that what is that
Yeah,
correct?
let me get in touch with them. Actually, if you wanted to get him a sleep number bed, that might,
Okay. Yeah.
expedite the process.
No, I understand that. I know what my sleep number setting is. I know I've got a 60. That's me.
Okay.
So, sure. I mean, do you do babysitting when you're not
We can.
in the playbook?
We'll talk after this.
This is an offline conversation, is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
we'll be able to figure something
But
out.
8 p.m. How did you stand? Like, you didn't push back? Your mom didn't get pushback from Trey Lance in
It
sophomore
was
of high
just
school?
so, you got so used to it that it was a good thing. And I'm the type of person, I know I need my sleep. Otherwise, I'm not someone that you guys are going to want to be around. You wouldn't
Yeah.
want to talk to me.
Okay. I've got it. All right. That's incredible. Okay. And now look at you, what you have become. Where are you watching the Super Bowl? Where are you watching it?
I'll be at home in the Bay Area.
Okay. Little party, little
It's
something, little get together, or
no party.
no?
Nah. We're supposed to be there. So
What do you what do you want?
not.
What do you eat? What's your favorite Super Bowl food?
When you're growing up, you have, the whole big Super Bowl party with
Yeah.
the nachos and everything like that. Nachos is just what I think of when I think of Super Bowl party. I'm not
Okay.
sure why, but that's fair, right?
I'm more of a pizza guy.
Okay.
Pizza's first
Yeah.
ballot Hall of Fame Super Bowl food.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a classic. Can't go wrong.
Okay. Well, this is what we'll talk about maybe 1 year from today, when you don't forget about the ones who are interviewing you now and the days before you get drafted, Trey, right? Just don't
No
forget.
doubt.
Don't
No,
forget who is.
when I'm babysitting,
That's I won't tell them. Okay. I won't tell them it's Trey Lance coming to babysit them. And I also will leave it up to you to institute that 8 p.m. rule. It's just,
okay. Yeah,
it'll
we'll
be a
see how.
holy heck of a mess if Dad tries. I'll be honest.
So
All right.
we'll figure it out.
Trey Lance, everybody, from the San Francisco 49ers, and courtesy of Sleep Number, right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.